chapter 12.1, we will start to talk about polynomials. There are different types of polynomials. The three types that we will talk about are monomials, binomials, and trinomials. The way that each polynomial is named is by the number of terms. Mono meaning one, because there is only one term. So this one's easy to see, 8, one term. However, this one here seems like there's more terms, but actually because they are multiplied together there, that is only one term. Negative 3xyz is one term. What makes them have two terms is they have an operational symbol. So 5x plus 1, we have a variable and we have a constant term, two terms. And the next one, negative p cubed minus 2p squared. Even though both variables are p's, we have an operational symbol there, minus, and we have a different degree for our terms there. So they are two different terms. Trinomial, like a tricycle, 3 terms. Again, this time you're going to see that the 3 terms are separated by 2 different operational symbols. Now, anything larger than 3 terms is just categorized as a polynomial. So, first thing in example 1 is just tell whether the expression is a polynomial, and if it is a polynomial, list its terms and classify it. So, first of all, we'll find the monomial, and let me see if these were, I don't remember if these are, nope. Let's draw a line. So, the monomial is going to be the negative b. The polynomial, I'm not sure because that could go for any one of these. The trinomial, I see this one here, has 3 terms. We'll identify the terms, 3x squared, 8xy, and negative 1. So that means I will just call this a polynomial. It happens to be a binomial because it has, 2 terms separated by 1 operational symbol. And, I think I skipped one. Yep. We'll also talk about the degree. The degree of a term is the sum of the exponents. The degree of a polynomial is the greatest degree of its terms. We need to know this because we're asked to write things in degree order. So in the first polynomial, which happens to be a trinomial, 5x cubed plus 8x minus 9, I'm going to look at the exponents. I have a cubed. There isn't one here, so it's an implied 1. So this is to the first power. And when we have a constant term, we're not multiplying it by anything, so there is no, missed that a little bit. Let's just do an undo here, maybe. There, the degree would be to the 0 degree. So this polynomial is written in degree order. Now we look at the next one, and we have a trinomial again, but we have some different terms. Here's our first term. Doesn't have an exponent, so we're going to say it's to the first power. This is our next term. My pen will work. And I'm going to find the sum of its exponents. So its degree is 5. And then this is my last term, and its degree is 4. So if I put that in degree order, I'm going to write it as p cubed q squared plus, remember the operational symbol goes with it, q to the 4th plus, this was a negative. I didn't see it with my circle there, plus p. So to write that in degree order, I would need to change that around. Now, the degree of the terms is 5. Okay, the degree of its term is 5. Moving along, because that was the biggest one. Sorry, the pages keep turning too fast. So now we're going to learn how to evaluate a polynomial. So we're going to go to what actually is the opener in your book for the chapter. A volleyball is hit upward from a height of 1.2 meters. You can use the expression negative 4.9x squared plus 8.1x plus 1.2 to find the height in meters of the volleyball x seconds after it is hit. So if I do that, actually, I think I missed another. I did. I missed one more. We'll go back to that story problem in just a minute. But first, we're going to talk about standard form. So, let's change colors here so it's easier for you to see that. To simplify a polynomial, you're going to combine what we've been working on, like terms. We reviewed that. Remember that like terms are terms with identical variable parts, such as 8ab squared and 3ab squared. A polynomial is written in standard form if it is simplified and the terms are arranged so the degree of term decreases or stays the same from left to right. So the first thing I need to do is simplify. I have some distribution here that needs to be done. The pen wanted to not work there. So I have to do that first. So I'm going to do negative m squared plus 5. Now I'm going to do my distribution. So positive 2 times 4m is going to give me 8m. Sorry, having trouble writing here. And then a 2 times an m squared is going to give me positive 2m squared. Now, my next one is to put it in degree order and combine the terms. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to look for my biggest terms. My biggest degree terms are squared. I'm going to underline those each once. My next biggest is just an m to the first power or implied to the first power. I'm going to underline those twice. And then my last term is a constant term. I can underline that 3 times, I can circle it, whatever you want to do to code these. I probably should have underlined it with the way the pen's working. So now I'm going to combine those terms in degree order. So I'm going to go to my first line, and I have a negative m squared, so that'd be a negative 1m, plus 2m squared. So if I have a negative 1 plus 2, I end up with a positive 1. So my m squared terms are going to be 1m squared, and I don't have to write the 1. Now you also might want to cross those out, knowing that you have those done. Now my next degree would be 8m, and I only have one term that is a single variable, or I'm sorry, a variable to a single power. And then I have a constant term, and I only have one of those. Now let's go back to our volleyball story problem. So they would like us to find the height of the volleyball with x seconds after it is hit. So what we want to do is they told us that t, I guess I don't have, yes I do. T is going to equal 1 second. We're going to figure it out after 1 second. So we're going to substitute 1 into the expression here. So we have a negative 4.9. That's going to be, if I can get my point in there, times 1, which is squared. My x is squared, so now it's my 1 is squared, plus 8.1, and that's also times 1. We're substituting our x's for 1, plus 1.2. So if I do this, 1 squared is still 1, so negative 4.9 times 1, so it gives me negative 4.9. 8.1 times 1 is 8.1 still. And see if I can clean up my writing there a little bit. And then my constant term will stay the same as well. So now I just have 3 decimals. You'd probably just plug that into your calculator, and you're going to come up with 4.4 is your final answer. And then it says that we want to make sure that we're going to label that, and that was in meters. So I'll put meters there. So the height at 1 second is 4.4 meters. And that actually concludes 12.1.